Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen at any time to type your questions to our presenters. You don't need to wait until the specific institution is presenting. If you have a question, go ahead and send your questions in at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions, so make sure that you log on at strivescan.com/Minnesota in about a week to catch the recordings of all our events. Now, I would like to turn it over to our presenters, and we're going to go ahead and get started with Augustana College. Whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, my name is Mike Pettis, Associate Director of Admissions at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. We're going to cover a lot of information really quickly, and we'll have plenty of chances to answer questions that you have at the conclusion of our presentations. But first, where are we? Augustana College again, Rock Island, Illinois, in the metropolitan area of the Quad Cities. We like to say twice as good as the Twin Cities in this context, right? Because I know many of our students are from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. We're about 500 or about 5.5 hours away from the Twin Cities, right on the banks of the Mississippi River between Iowa and Illinois. The Quad Cities, again, is made up of Davenport and Bettendorf, Iowa, as well as Rock Island and Moline and East Moline on the Illinois side, and we are in Rock Island. A little bit more about campus. Augustana is a private liberal arts college. We have about 2,500 students, 11-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. Our average class size is 18 students. And we have a diverse array of student organizations and academic areas of study. So 90 different areas of study and majors, as well as over 150 different student organizations. Ultimately, we're committed to the undergraduate experience. We're committed to preparation for careers, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our faculty are focused, again, on educating. We are very much a traditional 18 to 22-year-old campus, students focused on their four-year undergraduate experience. And we're also focused on having facilities and resources to prepare our students for life after college. We've made a lot of recent renovations to our dining hall, to a residential hall, new majors in data analytics and kinesiology, as well as a new aquatic center and center for wellness that is under construction currently, which will be the Lindbergh Center for Health and Human Performance. I also mentioned diversity, equity, and inclusion. We want to make sure that we're helping students collect experiences that will ensure their success after college, but that has to do with interacting with people that are from different places and come from different backgrounds than they do. We value diversity. We want every student to have a sense of belonging and know how to work together during their time on campus and beyond. And so we're really proud to say that we represent 40 different nations on our campus and students from 32 states. And our students, about 40% of which are students of color or international students. These students are also very busy on campus. The student experience is all about balance, and we want students to have more than one number one in their life. Nearly 1 in 3 of our students are NCAA Division III varsity athletes. Augustana sponsors 28 Division III varsity sports, 3 new sports, which include men's and women's water polo, as well as women's wrestling. And we're also very proud to say that we're top 10 in the NCAA among all divisions in academic All-Americans produced. We also have a lot of performing arts students. So about 1 in 4, so 25% of our students are involved in some sort of performing arts ensemble. And we just have a lot of diverse offerings for our students to take advantage of. I myself was a varsity student athlete. I ran track during my time on campus, and I was also involved in the choir. So again, it's an environment where you can manage and balance both of those things very, very successfully. Career preparation, we talked about that a little bit. We have a phenomenal career center on campus called CORE, which stands for Careers, Opportunities, Research, and Exploration. It's about curiosity. It's about experiential learning that is central to your experience on campus at Augustana. Very traditional opportunities like internship, exploration, jobs, research, campus employment, service, career coaching, but yet a one-stop shop for our students as they think about life on campus, vocation, and then life beyond campus itself. We also have a really unique program called Augie Choice. Augie Choice is $2,000 that students can utilize. Every student has access to Augie Choice during their 4 years on campus, and they can use to support a study abroad, internship, or research experience. Nearly 90% of our students will do some sort of professional internship or research or international program. More than half of our students will study away. Most of those are studying abroad, but not everybody wants to leave the country. And we're also 15th in the nation for short-term study away programs. So students have a lot of diversity in terms of where they go and how long that they're gone for. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I'm excited about Augustana, what do I need to do to make that a reality? We have an admissions process that utilizes both early decision, early action, and regular decision. If you have questions about those decision plans, please drop those in the chat tonight. We have a priority deadline of November 1st for our early decision and early action students, as well as submission of the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, by November 1, so you can maximize an additional scholarship opportunity. To apply, we require official transcripts, a secondary school report from your school counselor, as well as a writing sample. And then students can also submit supplemental materials, which it could include an ACT or SAT, a letter of recommendation, an admissions interview. But it's also important to note that we are a test optional institution, which means we do not require standardized test scores and have not required them for more than 10 years. So that's not a new experience for us. We're really valuing what you're doing inside and outside of the classroom every day. And we do that by looking at the rigor of your curriculum, the types of courses that you're taking. Most of our students are going to have well over a 3.0 recalculated GPA, and recalculated means based on your academic units you've taken. Students are balancing academics and athletics, and they're also demonstrating interest by visiting campus and spending time with us via email, via phone, via Zoom. That's very, very important. And then ultimately, cost is really important as well. So we have merit scholarships that range up to $28,000 per year. I referenced the FAFSA, and that becomes available October 1st of your senior year. Fine arts scholarships, as well as a number of other scholarships for visiting campus. So it can be a very affordable experience, and our average net cost of attendance is about $22,000 per year. And I am now going to turn it over to our next presenter. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Augustana College. We are now going to hear from Central Lakes College, whenever you're ready.
Can we get the other one to switch to screen sharing over?
You should be able to take over.
You got it now. Got it now. Perfect. Hi, everybody. My name is Tambra Garza. I am the Director of Admissions at Central Lakes College. We are a two-year community and technical college in the Minnesota state system. We have about 5,000 students. We serve a lot of students in high school, PSEO, and then moving on forward. We are located in Brainerd and Staples, Minnesota. Brainerd is about 2 hours north of the Twin Cities, and our main campus is in Brainerd. We have a smaller technical campus about 30 minutes away in Staples, Minnesota, and we have a heavy equipment campus over in Staples as well for our students. So what does it really mean to be a two-year community and technical college? That kind of means that we have two types of students, and we kind of serve the best of both worlds. Many of our students know that they want to have a four-year degree or beyond, and they start that four-year degree at CLC. We have a lot of transfer options, and many of our students do transfer to even some of the colleges that you are going to hear from tonight. One thing really unique about CLC with our transfer options is we have something called a zero textbook cost. You can strategically take that two-year general AA degree for zero textbook cost. And we believe that textbooks sometimes can be a barrier for our students. And so giving them the opportunity to take classes with zero textbook cost really helps just limit that, that cost that it takes. The other half of our students, they may not feel that a four-year education is for them. We can provide a quality education in a one or a two-year program that students learn a skill and go to work. And really, there are a lot of great opportunities over here in a one or a two-year program. Students may learn to be a welder, an auto mechanic, a videographer. We have a one-year nursing program, a two-year nursing programs. But these students can really learn the skills and walk out with a really good high-paying job. This is a little unique to our campus as well. We have a heavy equipment that is like no other school. We have a 360-acre sandbox. And so this is a picture that our students get to. This is basically their lab that they get to play in every day. A lot of different student activities. excuse me, that students can be a part of. We do have athletics. We are NJCAA Division III. Many of our students come to CLC to play sports, participate in them. We have football, volleyball in the fall, men's and women's basketball in the winter, and softball, baseball in the spring. Many students choose CLC because we have a great reputation for our athletics, and many of the four-year schools come and look to us to get those students when they want to transfer. A very large student life, a large music program that we have. One other thing about our student life that we pride ourselves on is our very large food pantry that we have. Another barrier that happens sometimes for students is just being able to eat. And so we provide a huge food pantry on campus that students can come and go and basically go shopping and never have to worry about food. A lot of different student services and support systems that we have in place, not only our academic advisors, we have things called Raider Connect coaches and other different services that we provide that extra level of support for our students. And so really, if students find that CLC is going to be a good fit for them, these are kind of our steps to enrollment. As a two-year community and technical college, we do not have any deadlines for applications or for financial aid. Students can enroll to CLC up until when school starts. I know this year especially has been maybe a challenging time for students in trying to figure out how to make a decision, and you know, with everything happening with COVID and uncertainty, a lot of students are out there still making decisions. So there is no deadlines out there. Really, the first step to become a student at CLC is just to apply. Applications are done right on our website. They take about 15 minutes, and we do not have an application fee. So if students are still looking at a whole bunch of other schools, you're not owed any money if you're applying to CLC. We do not have any ACT requirements or anything like that. We do a course placement just to help our academic advisors fit you into the classes. And we also use measures of ACT, SAT scores, and high school transcripts. Again, excuse me, no deadline for the FAFSA. So students are able, like I said, if they're looking for other schools, they're still able to complete any of that stuff. And then we register for classes. So we would encourage you to come visit us, check us out. I'll put that how to connect with us in the chat. We would love to see you this fall.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Central Lakes College. We're going to hear now from Cornell College. Whenever you're ready.
Can you see my screen, Jeannie?
It all looks great.
Great. Hello, my name is Marie Schofer, and I'm the Director for Strategic Enrollment Initiatives at Cornell for 14 years, and it is a very special place to me. I'm proud to work there. I actually live in the Twin Cities, though, so I am the Minnesota Regional Representative. So for all of you from Minnesota, please feel free to get in touch with me if you'd like to learn more after this presentation. So Cornell College is a small liberal arts college located in Mount Vernon, Iowa. I'll talk more about our location in just a minute. Being a liberal college, we do encourage students to take a wide range of courses while they're on campus, but we do have over 40 different majors to choose from. So students can focus on a single area or perhaps two areas as well. About half of our students do double majors. We are a proud founding member of the Colleges That Change Lives. We're included in the first edition of that book, and I would highly recommend that book if you are looking for generally a smaller, more student-centered college experience. We are also a top 100 US News and World Report college, and we have also been ranked very highly in social mobility. We are located, as I mentioned, in Mount Vernon, Iowa. Mount Vernon is a small town in Iowa, about 4,500 people. It is a very quaint little town, great downtown that's got a lot of life to it. We're not a sleepy ghost town. And one thing that I have always appreciated about our location is the fact that we are just 15 minutes from Cedar Rapids and 30 minutes from Iowa City. We are a little less than 5 hours from the Twin City, so a really nice distance from many of you in Minnesota. One of the things that we love about our location is the fact that our students can access large cities around the Midwest. And when I talk about our course structure, you'll understand why this is a huge benefit. I also want to talk a little bit about our student body. We have about 1,000 students on campus, and they come from nearly all 50 states. A very typical incoming class for us has over 40 states represented and often a dozen countries. So we really draw students from near and wide. So why would a student want to travel across the country or around the world to come to Cornell? Well, we offer a fantastic, strong academic program, but we also offer a very unique way to study. Our academic calendar is called the block plan. Better because it block 1 would represent our students very weekdays, and every day they would simply spend in one class. A typical day is 2 to 4 hours of class time. During that time, they're able to focus, they're able to dive deep into whatever subject they're studying. And then at the end of the 18 days, they take a final exam or turn in some kind of final paper or final project, and they've completed their class. They'll get a 4-day weekend, which we call a block break, and then move on to their next course. Each of these courses is worth 4 credit hours, and they take 4 courses in the fall and 4 in the spring. So our students are taking a similar load as their students at their peers at semester-based institutions. On a typical day, students are in class 2 hours in the morning, roughly from 9 to 11 in the morning, and then they'll probably go back in the afternoon for another hour or 2, but all of our classes are done at 3 o'clock. What's great about this is that if you're a student athlete or you're involved in the arts or any kind of clubs and organizations, everyone who's involved in that can get together after 3 o'clock. There are no class conflicts that take place in the late afternoon or evening. My husband, as a coach at Cornell, loved that feature because he knew at 3:30 the entire cross country and track team would be there ready to go. So there's enormous benefits in that way, but there's also wonderful benefits in terms of internships and research opportunities. So we call it learning without boundaries. Students can enroll in classes that study off campus. We can't wait for the pandemic to get over so that we can go back to sending 20 to 25 classes a year to locations all around the country and even abroad. So you would travel with your class to other countries. We can also do this due to our class sizes. Average class sizes at Cornell are 15 students. Classes are capped at 25. So this is the type of situation where at the end of the first day, your professor is going to know your name and have strong familiarity with the class by the end of the block. We can also do long internship experience where you go to that internship like it's a real job, 40 hours a week, every day, 8 to 5. And students walk away from those experiences having a really good sense if that's something they want to continue to pursue as a career, or they walk away with a great resume booster. They've had great experience. They've done real projects because the employer knew they'd be there every day, all day, and could do something really big. We also allow students to do research both during the school year and over the summer, and students can participate in independent study with professors. So I'm going to wrap it up there. We are offering campus visits right now. We can tour students around the campus, and we'd love to see you either on campus or one of our many virtual events. So please feel free to contact me, and I will put my contact information into the chat. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Cornell College. We are going to hear now from Hobart and William Smith Colleges, whenever you're ready. Oh, and you're on mute still.
Oh, that's so funny. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Max Scorton. I serve as Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at Hobart and William Colleges in Geneva, New York. Thank you so much for your time today. It's a pleasure to be here alongside such wonderful colleges and universities. And from past experience, I know what an exciting time the college search is. So hard to get through all the nuts and bolts in 6 minutes, but we will do our best. So Hobart and William Smith is a small private liberal arts college in Geneva, New York, which is in the heart of the Finger Lakes. And you can see from this aerial view a picture of our campus, which is directly located along the shores of Seneca Lake. Geneva is between Rochester, Syracuse, and Ithaca, New York, just to give you a sense of place. But today, what I hope to cover are really academic, study abroad, career services, and a little bit about life outside the classroom. So at Hobart and William Smith, there are 45 majors and 68 minors. And I can tell you there is absolutely no incorrect way to navigate the curriculum. Our most popular areas of study are economics, architecture, media and society, pre-health, and environmental studies. And there's only one required class at Hobart and William Smith, and that is the first year seminar. And you all can think of the first year seminar as just an introduction to Hobart and William Smith, both academically and socially. And your first year seminar professor becomes your first advisor. And what some students appreciate about the curriculum is that you have a year and a half to declare at least a major and a minor. Some students will double major or major double minor. There's absolutely no incorrect combination. So it's a lot of fun in that way. You'll also enjoy these series of goal courses that kind of guide and steer the curriculum along the way outside of declaring a major and a minor. We do have a pre-law program with Cornell that was just established last year in order to mitigate the cost of law school. And we also have reciprocal partnerships with engineering with Dartmouth and Columbia. So that's a little bit about what we've got going on in the academics. And Hobart and William Smith is this college that is full of this idea of the word community, both academically, socially, and then it expands to your life as an alum with engagement in that way. And we hope that students will study abroad at some point over their 4 years. And I'll tell you that our programs are on pause right now in light of COVID-19, but we hope to return to study abroad at a time we can do so safely. And now that the vaccine has been rolled out, we're tentatively scheduled for the summer of 2021 for our short-term programs. And students over their time will there are 50 programs that go to 35 countries on 6 continents. Keep in mind, study abroad is not a requirement at Hobart and William Smith, but we hope students will take advantage of the opportunities. And some places we go that you can see listed here are Italy, Austria, France, Germany, Spain, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Peru, Russia, Thailand, those kind of places. Most of the trips are faculty-led, 90% of them, and you go abroad with your professors from Hobart and William Smith. And we also have short-term trips that are geared towards athletes. So that's what we've got going on in the study abroad environment. I want to take a moment now to talk about the Career Services Office at Hobart and William Smith. Recognizing that in the first probably 2 years of college, students are going to be really focused on what their day-to-day life is going to be at the college, both socially and academically. We also recognize that at some point there's a next step. And so for us, we work with the Career Services Center in a program that's called Pathways. And what Pathways does is develops a profile around each individual's interests, values, skill sets, goals, and core competencies. And once someone's profile or brand is developed, we have a network that consists of 5,500 people who have offered to act as a resource for internship placement. So that is why you'll see the word guaranteed internship on our marketing materials, because we already have a team of people who say, hey, we want to help Hobart and William Smith students. So we encourage it. We guarantee at least one internship, but encourage multiple experiences. Here are some places that students have gone in the past, but I can tell you that going through a liberal arts college is absolutely no wrong answer to what you can do with your career. Recognizing that what you study at an undergraduate level can be directly connected to what you study, or you can find yourself in a different career field, simply because at the end of the day, liberal arts teaches critical thinking, and that is valuable in any place. So that's what we've got going on in the Career Services Center, guys. Now I want to talk a little bit about athletics. We have 23 varsity sports teams. Hobart Division I lacrosse is probably our biggest name brand, but we have strong Division III teams as well, 22 of them. We've won multiple national championships in the last years, and we're fortunate to still continue our athletics on campus at this time, despite the pandemic. And I always tell people about Hobart and Williams-Smith, the clubs and activities, it's probably not that much different than any other college that you'll visit. It's a student-driven process. So what I will say is that if there's not something that exists that you want to participate in, all you have to do is present your idea to the student governments, and there's funding available to get that off of the ground. So it's a place where we hope you're learning all the time, having fun all the time, and maximizing your 4 years of your undergraduate degree. Students come from all over the world to attend Hobart and Williams-Smith, especially in a non-COVID year. But I think some takeaways is, we look for around a 3.5 GPA with higher level coursework or coursework you have access to throughout your high school career. The application process, we're on the Common application. It's free to apply, and we encourage engagement with the admissions office and Hobart and Williams-Smith community throughout your college search. If you ever have questions, I hope you feel comfortable in reaching out to myself directly or any one of my colleagues so we can kind of answer questions about Hobart and Williams-Smith that are important to your college search. And coming up here on 6 minutes, here's my contact information. You're welcome to take a screenshot or a picture, or you don't have to. It's on our website. But I wish you the best of luck in the remainder of your college search, and thank you so much for your time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Hobart and Williams-Smith Colleges. We're going to transition now to the University of St. Thomas. Before I turn it over, I want to remind everyone that the Q&A function is open and our panelists would love to receive your questions. All right, University of St. Thomas, whenever you are ready.
Perfect. Thank you for having us. Good evening, everyone. My name is Blair Webster, and I work as an admissions counselor at the University of St. Thomas, located in St. Paul, Minnesota, and we will go through our slides. So the first thing that I kind of want to communicate as a university are going to be our community convictions. So we are committed to them, and we are committed to creating a diverse and equitable, inclusive environment. And as a Catholic university, we believe that we have a special responsibility to uphold those things. Currently, we are at about 17% students of color, 52 countries represented around the world, and then around 41 states represented nationally. When it comes to our locations, we are located in St. Paul, Minnesota. So if any of you students and families are looking for a good Midwest school, we'll be a good fit to kind of keep in your back pocket. If you know anything about us, we are situated right between Minneapolis and St. Paul, right along the Mississippi River. And that is going to be our flagship location and where most of our undergraduate programs are housed. We also do have a location in Minneapolis as well, and that's where our graduate programs and some of our undergraduate business and education programs. We also do have a 2-year program as well, and that's going to be in Minneapolis too. Our third location, which is pretty unique, is going to be located in Rome. And I'm sure, as a lot of you know, study abroad is huge in college, and this is just one of the many study abroad destinations that students can take advantage of. But we do have our own campus in Rome, and that is our Bernardi campus. So academics are going to be super important. We are a private Catholic liberal arts school, so those are kind of some of our identifiers. We do have over 150 majors and minors. This can be a good and bad thing for students. If you have an idea of what you want to study, it's awesome because we're more than likely going to have that thing. And if you're undecided, it's like, whoa, there's a lot to choose from, but we'll get to those resources that can kind of help tailor students and hone in on what they like to study. Some of our largest majors are going to be business. We did start off as a business school way back in the mid 1800s, all men's business college, Catholic school. And from there, we have totally branched out. So we do have about 13 business concentrations that students can choose from. Accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, international business has always sounded really familiar to me. Then second most popular would be our health sciences. So biology, pre-med, pre-occupational therapy. We have really fabulous pre-health profession programs that can help you prepare for later steps in your schooling. Next would be communication and journalism. So if you like writing, editing, videography, website design, that would be a pathway for you. Then engineering, and then psychology rounds us up in the top 5 most popular majors. Some of our more unique majors that we offer students are going to be actuarial science, entrepreneurship, data analytics, public health, which is one of my favorites, and then criminal justice. Every single one of those is pretty relevant to the world, and we need a lot of students going down those areas. In addition to a student's major, we're a liberal arts college, so students will do our core curriculum. So we do have a set of required classes that we want each student to take in addition to their major courses. We want you to hit on all these areas so that you're multifunctional and very complex when you get out into the real world. So not only will you have that excellence in your major, you'll have fantastic writing skills, mathematics, language skills, all those unique things that will make you stand out in the real world. When it comes to size, that'll be another huge thing that we want students to think about as they're navigating their college journey. So we are the largest private school in Minnesota, and then overall we are a mid-sized university with just over 6,000 students enrolled in undergraduate program. So with that being said, we are able to catch a lot of students. We have a lot of students who want that personal experience, with their average class size being about 25 students. And then the whole social component feels like a larger university. So we're able to provide personal attention and that social engagement as well. So aside from academics, student life is super important. You all know you'll be in class some of the time. You're going to have a whole life outside of the classroom. So these are just some of the things that our students are involved in. First and foremost would be our clubs and organizations. And as previously said, generally at colleges, they're going to be a lot of the same ones. So right now, St. Thomas has over 100 of those. Those are going to really range from academic ones. So if you like to conversate and connect with students within your major, whether that is pre-health professions society, business programs, engineering, so forth, we have ones related to those. Special interest, college time, 18, 19, 20, 21 is a very special time of life. So if you can only imagine all the kind of one-off special interest clubs that we have, whether that's video game club, art, all those different kind of one-off ones. We do have a lot of identity ones. So if you're really passionate about your ethnicity, sexual orientation, things like that, we have a lot of those. And then lastly, we do have a lot of faith-based clubs and organization that's going to tie back to the Catholic nature of the university. So if you like getting together with other students, doing informal Bible study, sharing your faith, learning about other faith, we do have a lot of those. When it comes to athletics, we've got a lot of exciting things going on in this department. We currently have 22 men and women's varsity sports, all the kind of general sports, so basketball, football, baseball, swimming and diving, track and field, golf, hockey, lacrosse, we have all of those. We currently are making a jump from D3 to D1, which is pretty unheard of. So there's so much energy going on with athletics, and we have a really awesome regional reputation as a university. We're really excited to kind of expand that and go a little bit more national when it comes to athletics. So we've got varsity and then intramurals. If you're like me, you like sports, but you're not too good at them. And then I touched on faith a little bit earlier, but again, we do have resources for students who are wanting to touch more on that faith. So Center for Ministry, and then more faith-based clubs. Again, with our size, we are able to offer student-focused resources. So those listed right here are just a few. It takes a village to get, 6,000 students through a university and graduated and finding jobs and really thrive. So this is just part of our community that comes together, whether that be career development that helps with resume and cover letter writing skills, academic counseling, helping students plan their major, studying for class and getting into those classes at registration. For students interested in undergraduate research, we have a specific office dedicated to that can pair students with the faculty to help them go down and study their interests. And then again, for each kind of category and subject area, we do have tutoring. So whether that's math, the Center for Writing, and then tutoring in every academic concentration. So when it comes to admissions, we've got early action and regular decision. These are the exact same admissions procedure. Neither of these are binding, and it is also free to apply. We also have the Common App. We're on the Common App, and then we also have a St. Thomas specific app. So students do have the ability to choose which one that they would like to do. You'll just notice the 2 dates respectively that students will want to apply by. Early action, of course, does not lock you in. It just allows you to hear back earlier. And then right below, you will see the respective dates that students receive their admissions notification. And students who are admitted also receive the really exciting scholarship information as well. May 1st is going to be that general kind of national deadline where universities are going to want to hear back from students about their enrollment plans. And that is going to be a deadline that St. Thomas adheres to. So that's generally the time that students will want to submit their deposits. When it comes to an application, we are test optional. So the things that are needed to apply are a application, of course, a transcript from high school, and then ACTs and SATs are not required. So those are components that students have the ability to kind of decide if they want to submit those.
Thank you so much, University of St. Thomas. We appreciate you providing all of this information. Unfortunately, we have to transition to our last presenter today, but make sure you drop your contact information in the chat for everyone to reach out for more information. All right, so our last presenter today is the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Whenever you are ready.
Awesome, thank you. There we go. Turn my camera on. Hi everyone, my name is Christina Conroy. I'm the Regional Admissions Manager at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, obviously. We are, in terms of where we are located in the city of Milwaukee, we are about 15 minutes from downtown Milwaukee. So again, pretty close. We're still very much in the city. Kind of a common misconception is that we're located downtown. Again, we're about 15 minutes. So still really close by. We're located on the Upper East Side of Milwaukee. Still, again, close to the city, very much in the city. We have the Milwaukee County transit bus system that does come to campus, and students can ride this for free with the use of their UWM student ID. So we have a lot of students that are utilizing that. Several of the routes come right to campus, and they can just kind of show their UWM ID, get on there, and go wherever they need to go, whether it's throughout the city of Milwaukee or the county of Milwaukee. A lot of students we have are doing internships throughout the school year, so kind of coming back and forth between campus. So that's kind of a nice opportunity. We're also about 5 minutes from Lake Michigan, so about a 5-minute drive right from the lakefront. And we are about 90 minutes north of Chicago, and we are just a little under 5 hours from the Twin Cities. Our campus, because we're in a residential neighborhood, it's still sort of very much in the city. We can't really build out, we have to build up, so it keeps our campus a little bit more compact. We're only about 2x2 city blocks, so it's about a 10 to 15-minute walk from one side of campus to the other. I think this is a super nice advantage for our students because they don't have to walk too far or sort of, take a couple buses or different things to get from building to building or campus to campus, building to building for class to class. So it's kind of nice, especially also right, we're in the Midwest. It's cold, it snows, rains, things like that. So if it's a cold or snowy day or even just raining, it's kind of nice not to have to walk too far and kind of get to one building to the next pretty easily and pretty fast. You can see on the left-hand screen here, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have some Milwaukee attractions. That is not an exhaustive list. That's just kind of some of the highlights. A lot of our students have also had the opportunity to do internships with some of those businesses that are located in the Milwaukee area. And I'll touch a little bit more about internships in a couple more slides. In terms of our size, we are about 19,000 undergraduate bachelor degree seeking students enrolled at UWM. We are also the most diverse school in the UW system. We have students from all 50 states, 80 plus countries, and our faculty to student ratio is about 19:1. So we have larger lecture classes for some of our gen eds, but those will all have smaller breakout sessions aside from class time, which is a kind of nice. So once you get into your major, your classes are going to get smaller and smaller and pare down. But for those first sort of few lecture classes you may have, they're all going to have supplemental instruction. So it's still a way to be able to do smaller groups outside of class time if you want sort of that more one-on-one connection or sort of those one-on-one questions asked. Those sessions are not required in addition to class time. They are optional and something students can opt into taking advantage of if they'd like to. We have about 600 students that study abroad annually, and we do have a study abroad fair that happens typically each semester and throughout the school year. Our study abroad office will put that on so students can attend that to see all the different programs we have, a variety of programs going to different countries that students can study abroad in, as well as different links. In terms of other academics, we are an R1 status research institution, so we are a top tier research university. So students have a ton of different undergraduate research projects that they can opt to partake in as early as their freshman year. I know sometimes students hear research and they think, they think very much like science-based majors. And while we absolutely do have projects that are in the science-based majors, we will have undergraduate research in every single academic area on campus. You can kind of see this little snapshot of all these pictures I have up here on the screen of all the different research projects that are going on in the different majors and academic areas that we have on campus. And because we are in the city of Milwaukee, the majority of the Fortune 500 companies that are present in the state of Wisconsin, most of them are located in Milwaukee. So our students have a variety of different internships and businesses that they're able to do these programs, do these internships or clinicals or co-ops and things like that, depending on their major and what may be required for those. But everything's kind of right there, pretty centrally located in Milwaukee. And they can get to those things pretty easily and pretty quickly. In terms of things to get involved with outside of the classroom, outside of academics, we are D1. So we have 15 men's and women's D1 athletic teams. And we also have 300 plus student organizations for students to get involved with. So we have club sports, intramural sports, Greek life, fraternity sororities, professional networking, volunteering, community service-based student organizations, and tons more. So lots and lots of things for our students to get involved with. We have an involvement fair that happens at the beginning of each semester. Students can attend this. And all of our student organizations are present at that involvement fair, so you can kind of get to know different members and different organizations and see what you're kind of interested in and would like to get involved with further. I just want to highlight, we have a ton of different scholarships. We have one scholarship in particular, our Chancellor's Merit Scholarship, that is automatically awarded when you apply to us if you qualify for it. So you can see this little chart here. Basically, if you have a 3.4 or higher GPA, you would qualify, and depending on your GPA, it would increase in certain amounts, as you can see on the screen. This one is automatically applied, so you don't have to apply for it. So if you qualify, you get it. And then all of our other scholarships that we offer are available through our portal. So it's sort of one place students can apply and submit. They don't have to go looking around for different scholarship opportunities that we offer. It's all going to be right there on that portal, and they can apply for those. In terms of visiting, we are open for campus tours, face-to-face, in-person campus tours currently. We just opened those back up last week. So our campus those are open, so you can register for one of those online. It's just uwm.edu/visit UWM that you can see on the left-hand side here. We also will still have virtual tours if you're not able or comfortable to come and do an in-person campus tour. And we are still accepting applications for fall 2021, and that decision day is going to be May 1st. If you have any questions, I will throw my contact information in the chat. But thank you so much, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And thank you to all of our panelists who gave us fantastic information. It is not easy to fit in all that information in 6 minutes, and you all did a fantastic job. I'm going to ask you to all join me with your videos on. We're going to transition to a very brief Q&A, and based on the time, I think we'll only have time for one question, but it's a good one. I'm going to share my screen real quick here. And that question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to go ahead and go in the same order. So we're going to kick it off with Augustana College.
Great, thank you. I mentioned earlier that I was a student athlete and also involved in fine arts. And so I think it's really important for students to find a college home, whether it's a 2-year or 4-year college, public, private, large, small, where they can continue the things that they're really passionate about. It's not just about what you're doing every day in the classroom and what you're studying, but also the things that make you tick and bring you joy. And so find a home and find a community where you can continue the things that bring you joy, but maybe try some new things that you haven't had the opportunity to yet in high school. So thanks.
Great advice. Thank you. Central Lakes College, what do you recommend?
Just to piggyback on Mike is basically just to, taking all those things and to visit a whole bunch of different types of schools, public schools, private schools, 2-year schools, whatever that is. See the difference in what everybody has to offer, big schools and small schools, and write that down. What do you like about this? What do you not like about this? I made the mistake of following my best friend the first time around, and basically that's why I chose my school, and it didn't last very long. So just, finding all those little tiny things, the more schools you visit, visit, the more you'll find something, and you'll get a good feel for what's going to be a good fit for you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Cornell College, what's your advice?
Well, it's kind of a combination of those two, and that is be yourself. Really take the time to self-reflect and think about what's important to you, what environment you're most successful in, where you want your career, where your future to go, and then go out and do that college search. Because yeah, your boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, parent may have gone somewhere that worked really well for them, but it might not be the right fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love when I see the whole panel shaking their head in agreement with an answer. You know, it's good. Hobart and William Smith colleges, what's your advice?
Yeah, I would echo. I think it's really important to know that you create your success at whatever school you go to. I don't think there's any college that's going to be the absolute perfect fit. I think there are multiple colleges and universities that you'd be a great fit at. Don't get caught up in rankings, and you've got the advantage of time right now. I think it's so valuable to meet people in the college's community, even if you can't visit campus. Give the admissions office a call. Say, hey, can I connect with a professor in this department? And I mean, these are the kinds of places that would say, oh, thank you for calling. Absolutely. So I think the more proactive you can be, and just going into the search, recognizing that whatever school you go to, you'll be able to create your own success.
Great advice. Thank you. University of St. Thomas, what do you recommend?
I would recommend students getting in the driver's seat. So I think college is the first time students are making their own decisions and starting that whole independence. So get in there, be on top of deadlines, know what's going on, and don't be afraid to ask those questions because it's a decision that will really affect you. 4 years is a lot of time, and college is not cheap. So get in there, get in the driver's seat, and be on it.
Awesome. Great advice. I know it gets harder with the more we go in this list. So University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, after hearing all of that, what do you recommend?
Yeah, obviously I agree with all the above. It's important, so important to visit, whether it's in person or virtual. You know, ask your questions, brainstorm questions, you know, before you go to your visit. Like, come prepared. We love questions. I love answering. I love getting to talk to students about what they want to hear about specifically. So, you know, come prepared. Like, what are the things you're looking for in a university, and ask those. Also, I would say read your emails. We don't email you just like for fun. I mean, we do, but like, we're not emailing you just to bother you, I promise. There's important information in those emails that we're sending. So read through them because they contain really good information. So that would be a big piece of advice. I know when I was a student, I didn't follow that. So don't make my mistake. Read through those emails. There's important content in them.
Fantastic. Thank you, UWM. And thank you so much to all of our panelists to hear. We are so fortunate to hear about your different institutions, your programs, and also hear your advice for this college search process. I also want to thank everyone who's joined us for this live session, as well as catching the replay. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. This is one of many sessions. They've all been recorded, and within about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording and all of the session's recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.